there. Subscribe to this channel.
What is up, spoiler hounds? This is the ZooStuber, and today I'm here with another Walking Dead video, and if you couldn't just get that hint, this video will contain major spoilers, specifically the full summary for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 13, titled Forget. Let's just get right into this. So the episode starts off with Sasha waking up, glancing at a family portrait left behind in her new house. She gathers up the pictures and takes them outside the walls, determined to use the pictures of strangers as target practice. At one point, she sits down on a tree stump and quietly says to herself, "Come and get me." While at the location where Rick lost his blender gun, Rick, Daryl, and Carol start scheming to steal back the weapons that were taken from them when they arrived. Nobody disarms Team Family. A walker creeps up on them, and Carol puts it down with her gun. The trio notices the letter W carved on the walker's forehead. Back at Rick's house, he and Michonne discuss the possible reasons why they have been made security. Daryl takes a stroll through the woods. He bumps into Aaron, who is surprised that Daryl can tell the difference between a walker creeping up and another human just by the sound they make. At Deanna's house, she explains a bit more about Rick and Michonne's job securing the community. She explains that Maggie will be helping her with politics and that she has a vision that one day the community will be a town that has services just like before. Which, that basically hints at Maggie becoming leader of the Hilltop. We'll have to wait and see. Outside, she tells Rick she can't have everyone walking around with their guns. Sasha approaches them saying she wants to man the bell tower with her sniper rifle. She's pretty serious about doing as many shifts as she can. Deanna does not like the idea, but will think about it. Another nod to Andrea, guys. It's becoming clearer and clearer that Sasha is going to be comic book Andrea. Carol is playing Little Miss Friendly with local women. Super sly Carol sneaks off with Rick to discuss plans to steal back the guns. They aren't planning to overthrow the community, though. They just want protection in case something goes wrong. While outside the walls, Daryl and Aaron stumble across a horse. Aaron states that he has been trying to catch him for months. Cowboy Daryl approaches the horse but is spooked away by some walkers, which they fight off. Carol has been given a baking job. She goes to grab some supplies off a local woman from the storage room. However, Carol has ulterior motives behind simply baking. While in the storage room, Carol unlocks a window to the gun room. Party at Deanna's house. You can tell the group is struggling to fit in. Perhaps they just need some liquid courage to ease them into the normalcy. Because nothing ever goes wrong with a little bit of alcohol and a bunch of tense strangers. Abe and Rosita enter the party all dressed up. Abraham is in a polo shirt and she's wearing a dress. He notices that there's beer and has chugged a few by the end of the party. There's a short scene with him talking to Michonne. Michonne comments about him having a few and he replies, "I'm a big guy." Meanwhile, back in the woods, Daryl and Aaron catch up with the horse. Unfortunately for their four-legged friend, he gets cornered and eaten by walkers. When Daryl and Aaron make it back inside the walls, Daryl stands outside of the party. He doesn't want to go in. Aaron invites Daryl over to his house for some dinner. Rick gets a cheeky look at Jessie from across the room. Her son Sam gives Rick a hand stamp with the letter A, like some sort of community badge. The letter A, you say? That is definitely a nod to Terminus there and the A that Gareth painted on the side of the church in episode 503. Aaron then shows Daryl his garage that is full of old motorcycle parts. He tells him that his job is replacing Eric as a recruiter, saying that he knows how to take care of himself and that he knows the good people from the bad. Daryl starts taking a liking to Aaron. Carol goes into spy mode and she sneaks into the gun room. She is followed by Jessie's son Sam. Little Sam believed her to be some kind of cookie baking wizard and followed her out of curiosity. Carol tells him that if he repeats what he saw to anyone, he will wake up outside the walls tied to a tree screaming while being torn open by walkers. Sam stares at her shocked. Jessie hands Judith to Rick, who in turn gives her a nice awkward kiss on the cheek. After a blush and a smile, she walks off. Sasha has a panic attack at the party, overwhelmed by everyone being there. She shouts at women before storming off. The next morning, Deanna tries to comfort her and then lets her out of the community gates with her gun. Carol, back at the meeting spot, hands Rick and Daryl a gun. Daryl says, "I'm good," and refuses to accept the gun. She hands the gun to Rick. He takes a snub-nosed revolver. Back at the Alexandria safe zone, Rick gets a "hey" from Jessie, who smiles at him and flashes her hand with the symbol A on it. He smiles and flashes his own hand back. As she walks off with her husband, Rick puts his hand over his holstered gun. He then hears a noise from the wall and runs over to it. A walker is banging on it from the other side. Rick puts his hand on the wall and stares at the letter A. A haunting version of the Bee Gees and Specs play. Very cool. Sounds like it's going to be a pretty cool episode. It's definitely setting things up for future episodes to come. It doesn't sound very action-packed, but I do think it's going to be a very well-written episode and well-acted, as usual. So I am psyched, guys. I hope you enjoyed these spoilers to quench your spoiler thirst. And I'll see you guys later with some more videos. Have yourselves a nice day.
Hey, what's up? I'm Lawrence Gilliard Jr. I play Bob on The Walking Dead. Subscribe to ZeusTuber.
Yeah, man.
ZeusTuber on YouTube.